Hey, everybody, welcome into Domesticated Gamblers. Three dads with our favorite picks of the day, coming to you each and every weekday here on YouTube. It is February 9th, 2023. I'm Eric, and there is Sean, and there is Tito. Do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's a real easy way to help out the show. We can chat with you in the comments on our videos, so feel free to get involved with the show there and hit that notification bell too so you can get our videos as soon as we drop them. You can also follow us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. Tito, how you feeling today, my friend? I know Bobby Huggins came through for the show last night, so it was a winning night for you. So have you calmed down a bit, or are you still fired up from yesterday?
Oh, man, I'm still fired up. I got hot takes galore over here. Tito time is back on track, baby. Bobby Huggins, the Mountaineers, came through for me last night. Everyone loves it. I was a three-star play that I cashed. I don't care about the other play that I lost. That was only a one or two star. So guess what? Tito's still in the green, baby. We're still leading. People are jacked up. Get back on the Tito train. I got about 15 prop plays for the Super Bowl today. I got college basketball action. Everyone's going to want to jump on later on today. I got basketball practice with this guy's younger son. I'm going to be making him run wind sprints all over the court and everything. I will tell you, last night, Tito had a fantastic evening. Man, it was a lot of fun seeing the different parents at the SCA meeting. Yeah, sure. Did Tito want to go there and listen to all this stuff? No, but the dress down pass came through for Tito. Tito loves it. Tito's kids are happy, so Tito's happy, but I'm still fired up. I got some hot NBA takes that we can talk about. There's St. Louis Blues breaking news that we can discuss. Man, Tito is not going to be short for words and for some hot, stinky toilet takes, baby. So make sure, like, subscribe, leave a review on our page. I don't care. Do it all, baby.
I'd say right now you're fired up, but you're not angry. I think that's an improvement from yesterday, so I like to see that. Sean, what is your mood like today? Or do you have your zen about you, or how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm always feeling pretty good. I think I was plus 280 last night, or maybe more. I don't know. Shit.
I think 380. I have to go back and check.
Oh, maybe
It's a nice night for you. Yeah.
Yes. So I got plus 300 on Tito, so I'm closing that gap on him. I had a good day. I heard a story today. If you guys got a moment for a little story time, one of the most famous gamblers of all time, Jimmy the Greek. Does anyone know of him?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a very interesting story of how he got his capital to go to Vegas and become a gambler. So there was when he was a younger kid, about 18, his mother told him that women didn't like men with mustaches. So in the presidential election, you had Eisenhower and you had Dewey. So Dewey had a mustache. So Jimmy the Greek, he gets four girls to go to all these grocery stores, and they start pulling all these women. Do you like men with mustaches? So it was unanimously no. So he puts $10,000 on Eisenhower to win the presidency, and that's how he gets his bankroll.
Wow. That? Wow.
Credit to VSiN Network. I listened to that today. That little story on Super Bowl roll. I mean, on media roll. So interesting there.
Little tie into Jimmy the Greek there. I watched Jimmy the Greek had an ESPN 30 for 30, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the highlights of that was Sonny Vaccaro, who was a Nike executive and kind of did a lot of things with college basketball and Nike and Jordan and everything. I saw something today. I guess it's like either an Amazon or it's a movie that's going to be coming out later on this year with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and called Air, which I guess is the founding of Nike and when they recruited Jordan and how they got him to sign with Nike. So I saw that preview, man, no more than maybe 45 minutes ago, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's funny you bring up Jimmy the Greek in this context, and we got the Super Bowl and Media Row and all those guys. Maybe one day the three of us will be on Media Row, baby. We'll be talking about prop bets. We're going to be talking about Super Bowl. Oh, it's going to be great.
I have zero interest in going to Media Row at the Super Bowl. You want to see a bunch of tough and cool guys that want to act like they're super important? That's where you go.
Damn right. Sounds like a perfect place for Tito to go next year with his hot toilet takes, Daddy.
I tell you what, if we ever make it, Tito can go down there while me and Eric enjoy the scenery and go do some golfing.
I would like that.
Kudos. Absolutely. Great call out there.
You
Tito can
love the
sit there by
attention
himself,
anyway.
just giving
Tito
the hot
loves the
takes.
attention anyway. He can handle all the attention. He
That's
can
right,
talk for
baby. I
our
can talk to
show.
all the celebrities.
So
Tito,
I found that very interesting as a gambler. This is, this guy put $10,000 on the line, and that's just crazy. That's unbelievable.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's a good story related to asking the female demographic what they like in a mustache or not. But I would tend to think that Eisenhower got the ladies because of kind of being the man's man and going into World War II and kind of defeating Nazis and all that fun stuff. But it's a little good play, the little nugget of why they enjoyed.
I think that the story was that's what put him over the edge to make the bet. That's what his lean was. That's what that's what you do when you're sharp.
that's a great story. Tito, you mentioned the movie with about Nike. I haven't heard of that yet. That's going to be awesome. Another one coming out soon. We're less than a month away now, March 3rd, day before my birthday. Creed 3. I know. Oh, come on, man. Those Creed movies are incredible.
The second one was terrible. God, man, that was enough.
Well, I'd say it was a bit of a letdown with the whole Drago thing for Creed 2. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. And there probably was no way it was going to meet expectations. But I'm all about it. I'm off work that day. Tito, that's the day we go to the Valley. We always do Arch Madness on that Friday and go to the day games. So I might, hopefully they got like a little morning special of Creed 3. I might have to go check that out before. But yeah, with our sports movies talk yesterday, I guess we were talking about baseball, but thinking of sports movies, my God, like all the Rocky movies and the Creed movies. Like my sister said she became a personal trainer because of the training montage in Rocky 4, which is just incredible when he's climbing the mountain with his bare hands. God, Rocky 4 is just so good.
A genre for sports movies that I absolutely love is hockey. I mean, hockey is not short. I mean, I love all sports movies. We discussed that yesterday, and baseball is probably top notch. But hockey, man, there's some really classic hockey movies. Whether it's the first Mighty Duck movie, or you got Miracle, which is a huge one for me. Mystery Alaska is a totally underrated film that not enough people know about. Slapshot's a classic. I mean, there's a lot of really good hockey movies out there too.
What was it? Stifler. What movie was he in? The Goon. The Goon.
That's another good one too.
Yeah, real good hockey movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to check that out.
The Goon's great.
Man, all right. I'm gonna definitely look that one up. Want to hit a few quick things before we get to our question of the day and our Super Bowl breakdown. We're on a little bit early today, so we might go a little bit long. We'll see. But one thing, I've been watching a lot of college basketball lately, the last 2 nights in particular. This block charge thing with the Zebras is out of control, man. Like, it is so bad. These guys just cannot wait to do this and send them down the floor. And I remember it was at the beginning of the season. I noticed it. Noticed this watching the Billikens. The Billikens and Tigers, watched them early in the season. They had a flop rule that they were enforcing. I think there's a delay on my screen, so I'm seeing you guys make some really weird movements. But early in the season, they were enforcing a flop rule where if you flopped, it was an immediate technical foul. No warning. They would give the team, the opposing team, 1 foul shot, and they would, and then they would get the ball back. And I'm like, my God, this is great. We're finally going to get rid of these stupid charge calls and these stupid flops. And I saw that for maybe the first couple weeks of the season, and now it's completely gone away. I haven't seen a flop call in months now. There were some just games last night, just horrific calls where the guy's still sliding to the side where he gets plowed over. That's a block, and they keep calling it a charge. I might need to get the South City Zebra back on the show to discuss.
Part of the problem. That's part of the problem, Eric. It's not that the kids are flopping. It's the fact that these officials are so biased or so influenced by the crowd or by what's going on in the game itself that they can't wait to make the other call. They can't wait to show off their great moves. And the fact that we have officials that have like catchphrases or have ways of first down, Ed Hockley, I'll never forget. He's all muscled up, tatted up, and every time he would flex before he did a first down.
He wasn't.
Huh?
He wasn't tatted up.
Flexed up. Muscled up, whatever, same thing. You know what I'm talking about. He's ripped to shreds or whatever. But you have guys in the NCAA in the basketball, they can't wait to blow the whistle. It was a, and then they do that. It's terrible. The Jerry Collards of the world are exactly what's ruining the game itself when it comes to officials and not having the same type of officials that we had back in the early 80s, early 90s. It was
You know what I
it's
think?
just brutal.
I think officials should get on Twitter and talk about it.
Hold accountable.
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, I made that call. What are you going to do about it? Oh, man, the fans would love that. Oh, my God.
That would be awesome. That would be great. Or to have the Gene Sterators of the world be like, what a great call. Absolutely. Get out there and make that call like that, Daddy. I want to see more enforcement of the arm going that way. Absolutely.
Boy, that's a great point, Tito. With the chirp, 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 chirp whistle, when they do it real quick like that, he's about to give him one of these. That drives me up the wall. There were some calls that went for me last night and some that went against me, but just in general, like just horrible. It's one of my least favorite things about watching basketball in general. A couple other quick sports news topics I want to hit. KD in the middle of the night traded to the Phoenix Suns. My sister moving down there a little over a year ago. She's all fired up with her boyfriend. Tito, do you have a reaction to that?
I mean, this guy's a complete fraud. I mean, what you guys talk about how LeBron would go to team to team to team to try to win championships. KD is the absolute worst at it. He leaves in the middle of the night after Brooklyn has already traded Kyrie. And the fact that he leaves Brooklyn the way that he has in the middle of the night under a hush of cover and acting like he's some sort of victim in all this crap related to, oh, well, they didn't really have anything left for me in Brooklyn. I want to go. I demanded a trade after only being there for a full year. Don't worry, I blew out my knee the first year, so I didn't really play, but I still cashed all these damn checks. And the fact that the Brooklyn owner is allowing this stuff, Joe Tsai or whatever, I know he's worth like $88 billion, but come on, man, have some guts. Hold these players accountable. This guy, KD, he can't do anything on his own. He's weak. He's a complete buffoon. Yeah, is he one of the best scorers of all time? Absolutely. But this guy can be broken in half with a twig. I mean, what a joke. Have Barkley come out of retirement, hold him accountable, pound him around on the block. This guy would be begging for his mom, no doubt about it. What a fraud. Can't stand him. Not ever going to like him. He's a Longhorn. He went to Seattle. He shipped that team down to Oklahoma City. It was his fault that the Seattle couldn't build a new stadium. It was KD who ran that team down to Oklahoma City, and then he bolted there after not winning a championship when he had Harden and Westbrook, and then he went to Golden State, and yeah, sure, he couldn't beat him, so he had to join him, and then he goes to Brooklyn thinking that he could do it on his own. What a fraud! Couldn't do nothing in Brooklyn right. Get out of here, wolf.
Didn't the Suns ownership just take place yesterday? The new owner.
Oh yeah, I think that was very recent.
So,
yeah, where I think they.
I mean, this to me smells fishy the whole way here. We get a brand new owner. Here he comes with Durant, and that the same day. This was wasn't this a forced ownership deal too? This was a weird deal here. In the middle of the night, it happens. Something was up here. This was already in the works.
Yeah, for the last 3 days, it was talked about how KD wasn't going to demand a trade from the Nets. There's nothing they can do to move him out of there. Leaving the Nets would deplete that franchise and make that franchise be totally obsolete, which it is now. I mean, who do you have in Brooklyn? You got freaking this fraud of a guy. What's his name?
4 first rounds.
Well, you got 4 first rounds, but it's not until like 5 years from now in 2028. It doesn't even realize anything now. But who's the guy that is a fraud that? Simmons. What a fraud of Simmons is. He's the face of the Brooklyn Nets. Really, NBA? That's who you want in your top market? You want Ben Simmons to be the face of the franchise? Man, NBA's in big trouble. What a wolf of a league. And to allow this to happen in the cover of darkness like this, again, fraud. Sean, you're 100% right. This smells totally wrong, totally fishy. There's a backdoor deal here, and Tito's going to find out.
Well, it was a little bit after midnight last night when this news broke, and I was still awake because I was coming down off that Utah State San Diego State game, which was an awesome game. But on my book, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see real quick. Are the Suns still available to bet to win the NBA title? Indeed, they were. I got them at plus 1,600. It was taken down a few minutes later, and I woke up this morning. It was at plus 450. That's what we call value. So I'll be joining my sister as a humongous Nets fan or a Suns fan down the stretch. Another big trade in the NHL today. This one obviously of local importance, but this is making national headlines as well for the big name involved. Number 91, Vladimir Tarasenko, traded from the St. Louis Blues to the New York Rangers. Here's the official trade. The details I got from the Blues Twitter account. It's Vladdy and Nico Mikkola to the Rangers. The Blues in return get a first-round pick, a fourth-round pick, some guy named Hunter Skinner, and Sammy Blais back in the fold. This Stanley Cup champion Sammy Blais back to the Blues. So, Sean, I'm going to start with you on this one. What's your reaction to the trade with 91 today?
I remember when 91 was coming up, and this was going to be, his first game. I think he scored 2 goals, maybe 3. He was sniping, but he never lived
against
up
the Red Wings, baby. Against the Red Wings, it was fantastic.
But he never lived up to the hype. I don't believe he did. So kind of like a TJ Oshie, a little better player than TJ Oshie, but just never really lived up to what they said he was going to be. I'm glad he got a cup with us, but it's time for him to move on. This happened 2 years ago, I thought, where they, I know he sold his house for personal reasons. I was there, all that, but yeah, he wanted to get out of here. Good riddance. See ya. Thanks for the cup. I won't miss him.
I mean, to say the fact that he's not we got him a cup is ridiculous, right? I mean, he's not anywhere close to being what TJ Oshie was. He's 10 times better than TJ Oshie. He delivered a cup to St. Louis.
He didn't deliver it.
What are you talking about? He didn't deliver it. He was awesome the entire playoffs. He was awesome the entire playoffs. Sure, afterwards he was hurt. He was.
Bennington delivered that cup, son.
Yeah, Bennington helped, but Tarasenko had a great playoff that season. Don't get that wrong. Don't ever mistake that, Daddy.
And had the best playoff.
Tarasenko, complete fraud. Love the fact that they were able to get a first-round pick. I hate the fact that Mikkola's gone. That was a chief guy. That was a guy that's a heavy player. He likes to get into the dirty areas. That's why I love Blais coming back. Sammy Blais, he's a prototypical chief player. I don't know anything about this other Hunter Skinner guy. I heard he's heavy-handed. He likes to play with some gumption and want to. I don't like the fact that we have to retain 50% of Tarasenko's salary. I mean, we were paying that guy like $90 million a year. What the hell's Stillman doing having to pay half of that? I mean, what a whoop of a contract that is. But I guess as long as you got some draft picks and a first-round pick, and it's not 5 years from now either, Sean. It's next year. What a great play. We're going to get the number 1 pick. We're going to have this pick from the Rangers. And, yeah, we gave up Mikkola, but maybe we'll get him back in a couple of years after we got rid of Blais for Buchnevich. And so that worked out pretty good. Now we got Blais back, baby.
Now you can kind of read between the lines when you see that we're eating half of that contract that he wanted out of here. That's what I read on that.
Yeah, and he's wanted out of here for a couple of years now, and I think it is the right move for the Blues to sell. My take on this, and just looking back at his playoff stats, 2019, he had 10 goals in that run. Blues played 26 games in the playoffs. He had 10 goals and 6 assists. I remember one of my favorite memories, Sean, we were watching this game at your house. It was game 5 against the Sharks, and we were in the Western Conference Finals, tied 2-2. We were outside on your deck, and we had the TV out there, and that was the game we just beat the hell out of them. And Vladdy got a penalty shot in that game. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
and he came down like on the near side boards and just ripped a wrister up top. And I remember that was a great goal. He had all those snipes that he would do from the face-off dot, on a power play. A lot of good memories. I do think, and maybe you guys will disagree with this, I do think this has a little bit of a tragic element to it, because I think if he could have remained happy here, the shoulder could remain, solid. I think he could have been one of those guys that has his numbers up in the rafters. I mean, he's been here 11 years. He has 262 career goals, 553 career points, obviously Stanley Cup winner. And he had a stretch from 2015 through 2022, just last season. He had at least 33 goals every season, except for 2 of them. And the 2 that he didn't, he was badly hurt for most of those seasons. So I think he could have been one of those guys that you would see up in the rafters. Am I crazy to think that, or do you guys just?
No. I mean, that's a great take. Absolutely, the injury bug hit him though. I mean, that's what cost him is the jersey retirement. Him bringing help bring the Stanley Cup to St. Louis is something that's always going to be on his legacy. The fact that he was this elite scorer, this elite sniper for so many years, but a couple of years where he was just hurt. That's what's going to cost him. I don't really necessarily think it's some sort of tragic play. I think it's more along the lines of he got kind of beat up. He's older now. He didn't like the fact that he didn't get to see a couple years ago. I'm sure that rubbed him the wrong way, which makes sense. But in the grand scheme of things, listen, we gave him everything. We gave him everything we could, right? We signed him to a 7-year max deal back when we re-signed him. He performed to his best ability, got a Stanley Cup, and so I don't think there's any sort of tragic element. He wanted to get out of here, fine. Go to a playoff contender, go to a team that can, has Stanley Cup aspirations and see if you can win another one. And it's not in the same league, so it's not like he's gonna be hurting the Blues, down the run or even next year down the road.
I think you're right too. When he didn't get the C, that was a turning point for him, and obviously it was the right move. O'Reilly, being Conn Smythe winner and all that, and just the way he conducts himself. Tarasenko, he's got a little bit of diva to him, but we talk about sports and the memories that you have and the connections you feel with your friends and your family because of it. And you just have a lot of good memories with 91, and I'm going to miss him. Certainly, I mean, it's definitely the right move to move on from him. But I just wish it could have turned out differently.
I'll say this about 91. In the playoffs before 19, there was a lot of disappointment from him, a lot of non-hustle. And as fans, you guys know what I'm talking about. There was a lot of us griping about him. He wasn't Charlie Hustle out there in the playoffs, and he really disappointed a lot of those years. So in 19, he got his. But overall, like I said, I don't think he ever lived up to the hype.
I mean, yeah, I maybe you're right on that, Sean. Maybe he didn't live up to the hype. He got injured, fairly too often. Didn't score as much as we would have liked. Thinking, 30 goal scorer, which is pretty damn impressive. But that 40 or 50 goal season kind of has always eluded him, which we were kind of anticipating because of having Brett Hall here for so many years. But to Tarasenko's point, this was the last year of his contract. The Blues they did get a pretty big haul for him and Mikkola, which is, I think that's great news as Blues fans. And don't forget, Tarasenko demanded it out. He requested a trade not this past summer, the summer before, and he played all last season. And he was a contributing member of the team. I mean, Eric, how many goals did he score last year? I mean, he was a force, and he wasn't a cheap. He wasn't a cheap guy. He wasn't a cheap guy at all. I'm sorry for interrupting. We keep on interrupting ourselves, but that's okay. He wasn't this guy that was this heavy forward or got into the mucky areas. He was a sniper, but he tried. He did play. It wasn't like he just gave up last year and held out or acted like his shoulder hurt or had a broken fingernail like JD Dew did back in the late '90s. So I mean, to that point, commend the guy for sticking it out and still playing and playing with his contract and being the right type of professional. But yeah, to your point, Sean, maybe he is a little bit of a letdown because of what we were anticipating him thinking that we were going to get.
Yeah, I enjoyed the JD Drew reference. Haven't thought of that guy in a long, long time. But yeah, Tito, sorry for cutting you off. But yeah, it was last year, 34 goals and 48 assists. That was a career high in points for him. 82 points in 75 games for number 91 last year. So
that was after he requested a trade. I mean,
and the fans embraced him. The fans embraced him. It's like he's one of those few athletes that says, I want out, and the fans just like loved him more because like we wanted to convince him, like, no, like stay here, we love you. I thought that's another just the cool thing about St. Louis is the dynamics that we have there with our favorite athletes. So yeah, I wanted to hit on those today. Those are some big trades in the sports world, especially here locally with Tarasenko. Before we do our Super Bowl breakdown, I guess we should get to our question of the day. So Sean, looks like you're working on some picks right now. But if you have it prepared, we could take your question of the day whenever you're ready, sir.
This one's going to be a little bit different today. This one, this comes from a question that FJ asked at dinner the other night. So, would you rather cluck like a chicken when you talk or moo like a cow when you eat?
Oh, total moo job for me, baby. When I eat, moo it up, absolutely. Especially if it's a
You be
good cheese,
ooh.
especially if it's a good heaping cheeseburger or some frozen pizza. Man, I would absolutely love to be mooing all along instead of spitting my hot toilet takes and then having a. I wouldn't like to do that. So I got too many hot takes to be clucking like a chicken. So give me the mooing all day long, especially when I'm eating a great frozen pizza.
I agree. I think that's the clear answer here. I know we always enjoy in our house when we read Andy books and we do the cow comes and you do the moo. And if you ever really have seen a cow, they don't go moo. It's more ah. So Stacy does an incredible moo. She's really talented when it comes to making animal noises. So she gives a real good ah. I can't even give it justice. But
Yeah.
any chance I get to hear a moo makes me think of my lovely wife and gives me good feelings.
Every time you hear a moo, you think of your wife. That's great.
Cut this out. We're gonna edit this part out. But no, that's my answer. Sean, do you have an answer on this?
Yeah, I think I would cluck like a chicken when I
Of
talk.
course you would with those chicken legs and that $700 haircut you have. You would always
I
cluck,
think it
baby.
would be hilarious to walk around. Cluck, 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 cluck. I just think that would be pretty funny. So I went a little bit different here today. SJ had asked me to throw something on the show for him, so I did. And so that's where a 7-year-old's brain is. That's what they're thinking about. Nothing too serious.
Tonight at practice, we're gonna have all the boys mooing, all the boys clucking after they run wind sprints, Daddy, and we do a little bit of a give and go drill. Looking forward to doing that some later on
I've
tonight.
been telling you since week 1 about the
He's
give
been
and go.
telling me, and I finally adhered to the philosophy and the advice from one of the parents. And so, Sean, you ask and you shall receive tonight give and go drills all night long for basketball with the second graders, Daddy.
After that question, he did ask, would you rather pee lava or poop a brick?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in the tank on that one. I don't know, man. That's
I went with
as much toilet time as I use, man. The peeing might be a little bit better for me, but man, who can you imagine that fire?
oh, or that brick.
I think
No.
I think the lava is the answer just
Yeah.
because like that's gonna suck for the 30 seconds that it's happening. But then when it's over, I'm presuming your body temperature comes back to what it was. You shit out a brick, man, you're feeling that for a week. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, you're gonna be
So
white.
that's my answer on that one.
Yeah, yeah. So we have some fun conversations like that. Would you
Okay.
rather? Would you rather is a number one game at dinner that we talk about.
Fantastic. What a great question. Both
Yeah,
great
that's a good one.
questions.
Yeah, that's good. And good quick question of the day on a sports day with a lot of news and a Super Bowl that we're ready to break down, boys. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles going to be squared off on Sunday. You boys both have your picks in already on the side. You're on the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. We do have some prop plays in already. I'm sure we'll be giving out more here at the end of the show. But I'm just going to lead this off real quick with a little stat for Tito's favorite quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Now, I know you're going to be very conflicted here Sunday, Tito, because I know your hatred for Patrick Mahomes, that you have a 3-star play on the Chiefs money line at plus 110. But here's something to give you a little bit of solace here as you try and calm your nerves before the game starts. Patrick Mahomes is 7-1-1 against the spread as an underdog in his career. That's 87.5%. That is the best win percentage for a quarterback as an underdog since the merger. So that's a good way to get started on the Chiefs. Tito, you are the top dog this month and overall. So I'm going to give you the choice here. Do you want to receive or defer in terms of giving your take on your Super Bowl thoughts?
Oh, I'm receiving all day long. You guys are going to follow my lead. You guys always do follow my lead. Even if my take is last, you guys still come over the top sometimes. So it's me all day long going first here. But man, I'm not looking forward to this game at all. Philly is a complete fraud. I can't stand the coach Sirianni or Srirachi. I didn't like him last year when I drafted Miles Sanders, number 8 overall, and he couldn't run the damn ball with them. And Hurts had an MVP type season where the tagger eliminated my ass in the playoffs last year. I can't stand this Srirachi guy. He didn't prove anything to me this season. Sure, I had Hurts on my fantasy team. And sure, he was awesome all year except for when he got hurt at the end of the season. 14-2 record. Everyone's on the Eagles bandwagon. Everyone loves the Eagles. Hurts hasn't played anybody, and this Holmes fraud guy. God, I mean, I can't stand this guy either. He's walking around like nothing happened to his ankle 3 weeks ago. I mean, apparently it was broken. Now it's not. Now he's 150%. He's never felt better. This is a complete fraud job. He's looking for more sympathy. And I hate to say it, this guy is. Everyone's going to be throwing hosannas at his feet after the performance he puts on the Eagles later on Sunday night. I mean, this guy is gonna solidify himself in many's eyes as the top quarterback of all time, and he's gonna be, oh, Tom Brady just retired, Patrick Mahomes 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years and 3 Super Bowl appearances, and oh my goodness, it's now Patrick Mahomes' league. Get out of here with that nonsense bullshit. That's what Sean and Eric are both going to be spewing to you here in a little bit. It's a complete fraud take. It doesn't really mean anything. And God, I can't stand him.
Doesn't mean anything that he beat Burrow to get here. The Bills didn't make it. So, the AFC's been loaded all year. The Chiefs made it out of the AFC, so they are the best team in the AFC. I think we do have the best teams left in football, but the NFC was not stacked this year. I mean, the Eagles, their best win of the year was against the Lions. I mean, really?
The Lions, right. Dan Campbell, it's a different team.
So,
the Lions are a little bit different, but yeah, the Lions, woof.
Yeah, I mean, their schedule was pretty weak, but and I get it. Players always say, well, you can't, it does, it's not up to you who you play. And I get that. But this game's it's going to be interesting. If the Chiefs get up early, it's going to be hard for Hurts and that dink and dunk offense to get it going. Because, if it's 14-0, I just think the Chiefs are going to run away with this thing, and I could see the under hitting here. But the Eagles have the best defensive line and offensive line in football, so they have the best overall team. I mean, I think if you put Mahomes on the Eagles, this is a -6 or 7 point game, no doubt about it. Mahomes is the difference maker. He is the best player in football. He's going to win the MVP tonight. The awards happen tonight. Tito can call him a fraud all he wants. This guy's unbelievable. I don't like his antics either, Tito, but this guy's just unbelievable, man. The plays this guy makes. I think that under is it 19 yards for the prop for Mahomes rushing? I could see Mahomes beating that pretty easily. I think he's going to run a little bit.
Because he's a fraud. He's not really hurt. That's exactly right. He's not.
Well, you can't fake an injury for 3.5 quarters and then finally decide I'm not injured no more. It's just too hard to fake things like that, Tito. If you've ever played sports, you can't fake it.
I played plenty of sports. I was in CYC up until through the 8th grade. I played plenty of sports. I know what I'm talking about.
Maybe you were faking injuries, but no one else has ever faked an injury out there.
You know me. I don't ever fake injuries. Backyard football, I'm never faking injuries. Backyard wrestling, I'm throwing you around. I never faked an injury once. Get out of here with this stuff.
I remember some football, having my little brother do a little shake route on you and beating you over the top when he was
Sure, that's true, 100%. I never said I was this great athletic guy, but I'm not faking injuries. I'm not saying, oh, my hammy, no. I'm still out there on the basketball court, still schooling these little kids.
Sometimes he plays that injury, look at me, I'm injured, look at me. But this last time he didn't. You can see the hit. It was pretty, gruesome.
According to you, it was helmet to helmet too, and it wasn't. Woof.
It was helmet to helmet. Missed call by the Zebras, but I think this game's going to be a close game. I really do.
Blowout city, baby.
It could be a blowout. I mean, what was it? A couple years ago, McVay and Goff, they got in the Super Bowl and they weren't ready either. They got blown out.
They shouldn't have been there. They had home cooking from the Saints with that bogus pass interference call. This Sriracha is going to get dominated. He's going to have a Dick Vermeil-esque 81 season where he's going to get dominated in the Super Bowl, and Sriracha's probably going to go the next day and say, I can't handle this. I want to resign. I'm going to go to the
He's not going to do that. But, it's just going to come down to the game script. Who gets ahead, I think, in this game is so huge for the Eagles. If they get ahead and they can run the ball and run that option and dink and dunk and let their offensive line dominate and then let the defensive line get after Mahomes, it's going to be a great game. But if the Chiefs get ahead early and they run away with this thing and it's 14-0, I could see Hurts shit in the bed again, just like he did when he was in Alabama and they had to bring Tua in. So I don't know. I'm just very interested to watch it. In the first quarter, I'm probably going to be live betting this game myself.
I am not interested in watching it. I'm happy I'm going over to Eric's house. I'm happy to see you guys in person for our second consecutive weekend. But man, I am not looking forward to this game. I am not looking to see all these people throwing hosannas at Patrick Mahomes and saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Wolf, he's not.
Sean, going back to your point earlier about the schedule for Philly. I mean, the Chiefs, the AFC was loaded this year, so they've been playing tough teams for the majority of the season. The Eagles, obviously,
I think they played Dallas, and Dallas scored 40 on them.
They did, and that was the game that Minshew was a quarterback for that one. But like just in the playoffs, obviously they beat the Niners that had a third string quarterback that couldn't throw the ball because his elbow was all messed up. They did beat and I'm just looking like the second half of the season. They beat the Giants 3 times, and one of those times is when the Giants were sitting all their starters in the final week of the regular season. So if you want to say that the Giants wins were good wins, I could give that to you, but I think we all know that team, well, we didn't know at the time because we were all on the Giants in that game against Philly in the playoffs. But going back, other than the Giants, the Eagles have not defeated a playoff team since the Dallas Cowboys back on October 16th. They won that game 26-17. Also earlier in the year, they beat the Jags by 8, and they beat the Vikings by 17. But I think we all knew the Vikings were a fraud. They just totally, the fluky record with their point differential. So I think you're right, Sean. I mean, it's been months since Philly has, faced or beaten a really good team. And so that the Chiefs are on a different level. I think most people have said the top 3 teams in the NFL were in the AFC, and that the Eagles were clearly the class of the NFC during the regular season when Hurts was healthy. But at this point, I mean, sometimes with the Super Bowl, with these 2 weeks, you can go back and forth and think about so many different things. Your mind can change time. You can change your mind a bunch of times. I'm just not going to overthink this. I thought the Chiefs were better than the Eagles most of the season, and I'm just going to bet on the Chiefs. I'm going to join you guys for a 1-star play instead of the 3-star on the money line. It's plus 105 for me right now. I don't have a strong take on that, but just I want to have a rooting interest in the game. And I just think if you tell me I have to root against Patrick Mahomes for 3.5 hours, that's going to be a miserable experience. So I'm just going to put 1 unit on it, but I want the Chiefs.
When you play this thing out, like every scenario you can think about, the Chiefs are going to score, right? They're not going to stop Mahomes. They're not going to limit an Andy Reid Mahomes offense to 13 points. They're just not going to unless Mahomes gets knocked out of the game. But when you think about it, is there a way that the Eagles only scored 13? Yes. So that's when I'm breaking this thing down myself. I think a lot of things can go wrong for the Eagles. I just don't. Could you beat Mahomes and Andy Reid 27-24? Sure, but you're not going to beat them on a low-scoring game.
Sean, what do you? Sorry if I'm putting you on the spot on this, Sean, but the Chiefs' offensive line, I don't really. I'm no expert on how good they are, but I just know in that Super Bowl against the Bucs during the COVID year, I think his name is Eric Fisher. I think their left tackle got hurt in the AFC title game. Mahomes is running for his life the entire game against the Bucs. They lost by a score of 31-9. So Patrick Mahomes' offense in the Super Bowl was held to 9 points. Do you have any idea? And again, I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have any idea how the Chiefs' offensive line matches up against the Eagles' defensive line?
Well, the Chiefs are actually the worst team on third down this season. They're not very physical. They run a lot of motion. They use Mahomes' legs to create, opportunity. But that was a weird Super Bowl because Andy Reid's son, a few days before the Super Bowl, killed someone. Fisher was out. That was a weird situation. I think everyone felt like that. I know I was hammering Tampa Bay as soon as that news came out about that accident. You just can't really think that guy's head was in the game. So it's going to be the typical Andy Reid offense. They're going to use motion. They're going to do little quick passes at the line, get Mahomes running, to slow down that rush, So that's kind of how they do it. It's kind of like what Green Bay does with their offensive line. We're not physical at 3rd and 1. I hate it. I hate that. But we don't have Andy Reid's play calling. He comes up with all these gadget plays, a little pitch here, a little this, a little that. So it's not a great matchup on paper, but the way the Chiefs play it, it can be.
Looking at the other side of the ball.
Now, if they can pin them back and the Eagles are up 17 or 13, and they got to force Kansas City to play 4 wide receiver sets, then you get into problems. But that's every team. When you get them out of their system, the other team's going to usually win.
I remember telling you guys, I think the day of the conference championship games, I said, whatever the Super Bowl matchup is, I'm going to bet the team that's going to win in the trenches. And it's one thing that has me nervous about this Kansas City bet is the Eagles' offensive line has just been fantastic this season.
Who have they played?
Right. That is like this great equalizer and that's kind of been the tiebreaker for me where I'm going to go with the Chiefs. But I just saw this stat on the Action Network. There are 83 offensive linemen in the league this year that have played 600 or more snaps, pass blocking snaps this season. 19 of those 83 linemen have allowed 1 sack or fewer. 4 of those 19 were Eagles offensive linemen. So I hear what you're saying though, because the Eagles are able to dictate pace and dictate tempo against most teams. I don't know if they can do that this time, but man, if those stats hold up and the Chiefs are not getting to Hurts, I think the Eagles have a real good shot to win this game. Also,
with that stat, Hurts can run. So when he gets pressure in his face, he takes off. He's not going to get sacked. So, Lane Johnson's dealing with an injury, and he's going to need off-season surgery for his hamstring. So I heard that thing's kind of hanging off already, but he's going to game it, So that's something to look out for with Frank Clark getting pressure. I just think that the Chiefs are going to sell out to stop the run. They're going to line up. They're going to bump the Eagles receivers. They're going to say, hey, Hurts, you're going to beat us. They're going to show it right off the line. That's what Spags is going to play. Beat us downfield with your arm. Let's see if you can do it. And I think that's the way a game's going to go. And I just think Mahomes is going to pull this one out.
I definitely don't think the game's going to go like that at all. I think that Hurts has done enough over the season to be able to show that he can have the deep pass. So I think they're going to play a cover 1 type defense. They're going to stack the box, but they'll still have the safety over the top.
He didn't throw it against the Niners. The Niners were stacking the box and stopping the run early, and Hurts was missing all those downfield throws. He hit the one on 4th and 3, but he missed a couple wide open guys down the field that should have been 6, and he missed them all day. That shoulder, it don't look right.
Anything else on the side in this game, guys, in terms of the matchup of who you think is going to win or why they're going to win? Or I have a take on the total if you want to hear my take on the total.
You said +1.5 is +105?
The money line is +105 for the Chiefs currently to win the game. You guys got it at +110, last week.
Yeah.
Looking at the total, so obviously, a lot of talk. This has been a season of unders in the NFL. Like I think that the best season of unders in about the last 20 years. And we talked about our good old buddy Carl Sheffers. That's going to be the referee in this ball game. Tito, I know you're a fan of Carl Sheffers.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not a fan of Carl Sheffers. I never once said I'm a fan of Carl Sheffers. This guy's got it out for the Chiefs. This guy makes flags every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. It's all about him. Terrible referee. I don't know what the NFL was thinking. I'm getting him to be the referee of this matchup. What a terrible take. What a terrible call. NFL should be ashamed of themselves.
I wish I knew how to go back and edit videos myself.
Shut your mouth. Go shut your fucking mouth.
You had a bit. I am 100%
Shut
confident.
your mouth. You have know nothing. I'll mute you again. You know nothing.
I was about to say I'm about to get potted down. All right, another conflicting take from Tito. Go back in the archives and look.
Surprise! This guy's off the rails.
But here's the Carl Sheffers nugget that I saw last night when taking a look at things to talk about on the show today for this game. The under is 11-1 in Carl Sheffers' 12 playoff games in his career, going under the total by an average of 13 points per game. This game is going under 2-star play.
Yeah, I like
what a take. Phenomenal take.
I like the
Phenomenal.
under,
Good
so
take.
I feel like this could be a 28-13 win for the Chiefs, something like that, maybe 28-17. I do have a couple plays. I'm going to play the under 5.5 sacks, minus 115. I think the way Hurts can run, I think Mahomes' ankle is going to be all right. Give me the under 5.5 sacks for the game. For 1 star. The no touchback. Did I already put that on record?
Yep.
All right.
I'll recap everything.
Yeah,
I'll
you want to
recap
go back on it?
everything tomorrow. I'll
And
recap
then
everything tomorrow.
Over
You probably
two
wanna
and
go back on that.
over 2.5 players to attempt a pass. Minus 125. We're gonna go with a 1 star play on that as well.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good odds too. Minus 125. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, one injury and we're hitting it.
You guys have any take on the total? You don't have to give out your picks now necessarily, but just where are you leaning when it comes to the total?
I'm leaning on the under as well, but I'm not gonna make it an official play. I got enough out there.
Your stat about Carl Shepard's and 11-1 under hitting and it being the season of unders has got me nervous. I tend to think maybe we get the over now. I don't know. That's just the skeptic in me thinking maybe they'll adjust for somehow. I don't know how, but that's.
I heard today also Juju is going to play, and he also has in his contract, if they win the Super Bowl, he gets $1 million bonus. So this guy's going to be out there giving everything he's got.
Well, and then also, did you guys see on Radio Row? I guess somebody was interviewing Srirachi and asked him if it was a must-win game. I mean, what the hell are we doing? This is the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, that would literally be like a question that like me as a fanboy Tito, I just love Srirachi. Hey, is this what the fuck are we doing?
I did see where someone asked him, what player would you let date your daughter? And he said, my daughter's 5 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the state of the media. Yeah, it's bad.
People want attention. That's what it is, you know.
They just don't even know how old his daughter is. That's just not good journal. Come on.
Don't say journo.
You got time to say journalist. All right, well, let's get to more of our picks here in just a second. But before we get there, a reminder, if you want to get involved with the show, you can be our fan of the week, where we'll have one fan on the show with us every Friday. It's going to be B. Fishman tomorrow, going heads up with Tito on the UFC. Also talking some Super Bowl, so looking forward to breaking it down with B. Fishman.
He ain't showing up. What a fraud. He won't be here. He'll be busy.
He texted me and said he'll be here, and he said he's looking at the main fight card, Tito.
Good. I'm looking at everything. I got things lined up every which way, baby. He's going to be scared shitless after he's done with me.
Well, we got beef.
So he was shaking and baking you when he was like 6.
This fucking guy. See? I mean, I got scared every which way.
Well, B. Fishman, I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow on the show. So if you want to be our next fan of the week, on a week from tomorrow, just subscribe to our YouTube channel and then post a comment on one of our videos saying you want to be our fan of the week and why. We'll choose one person each week, and then that person will come on the show on Friday. Spend some time with us. Choose one of us to go up against with 3 picks. And if our fan of the week beats the host, they will win a prize. This week, it is a $10 gift card. So again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, post a comment saying you want to be our fan of the week and why, and you can join us here on the show on an upcoming Friday. All right, guys, let's get to the picks. Sean, you have the honors.
Before we get into that, I do want to tell Tito, you remember that play that Aaron Rodgers rolled out to his left and he hit Jared Cook in that Dallas game, in the playoff game, down the sideline? You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah. Never forget that.
That pass?
Yeah.
Me and you perfected that on Sedan on the sidewalk. You remember that? He still always had you roll out over there. Oh man.
Absolutely. I mean, I was the tight end, baby. I was the big old tight end, and Sean had that gunslinger type motion that we loved from Brett Favre. And man, we would play that over on the field over on Sedan all day long. They couldn't stop it, baby.
Couldn't defend that. No, couldn't defend it.
Man. I wish I would have known you guys before, like when you were even a little bit younger. I think that would have been some good times. But speaking of good times, Sean's having a lot of them here since we kicked off this show. Tito's just been an absolute madman, but Sean is just like, I'm just going to cruise along. I'm going to have my 4-2 nights like I did last night. So you haven't had a lot of real swings in the negative. But you're just cranking out, 60 to 65% nights. Last night it was 4-2. It was plus $380. For the month, you are 14 and 15, but you're up $100. So the staking has been huge for you. Overall, again, just outstanding. 46 and 36 plus $1,460. The plays you just gave out on the show today, both 1-stars under 5.5 sacks at minus 115. That's for the game, both teams combined.
Yeah.
And then over 2.5 players to attempt to pass in the game, minus 125. You have a few other props you've released earlier on, but in previous shows. But I'll recap all those tomorrow in the final show. So, Sean, do you have any other plays to give out today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with one more prop for the Super Bowl. A score in the first 6.5 minutes. Yes, plus 110. We're going to do a 1-star play on that.
What's your logic on that? I know that's kind of contrarian play. Usually, people say it's the slow start to the Super Bowl, that kind of thing.
I just like the plus money there. I think if Mahomes gets the ball first, he's going to go down and score.
I was thinking about that today, actually, because, there's been a lot of first quarter unders or even scoreless first quarters in the Super Bowl. I know that's a trend that a lot of people pay attention to. And I thought the same thing as what you mentioned right there. If the Chiefs get the ball first, I think you feel a lot better about that play than if the Eagles get the ball first, because there's going to be nerves for them. There's no doubt about it. But Mahomes, this is his third Super Bowl in 4 years. So if the Chiefs get the ball first, I think that play looks real good.
Yeah, and I was looking at that score no first 7 minutes, and a lot of books have caught on to that. So that's not really an option to backdoor that and kind of protect myself in that 30-second window. But let's get to tonight. We're going to take San Francisco plus 14 tonight. Eric must be on that one as well. And we're just going to go with a
special.
We're going to go with a 1-star play on that. We're going to go with UAB for a 1-star play, plus 2.5. We're going to go with LA Tech, plus 1.5. Minus 115, though.
Okay. You're an honest man. I appreciate that.
That's the 3 plays I got.
It's not LA Tech. It's Louisiana Tech, you fool. My goodness.
I ain't got time to pronounce all these things.
Jesus.
Is it
Louisiana? It's not LA. It's not Los Angeles Tech. It's Louisiana Tech.
When you look at it on here, it says,
when you're a degenerate, you can't spend enough time. You got to say journos, and you got to say LA. You can't say Louisiana. My goodness.
I'm not a degenerate because I win, baby. I win.
These plays you're going to lose. Tell you that right now, Daddy.
My real bankroll is growing, boy. Real.
Yeah, I could tell you're growing with confidence right now. Was that a 1-star play on the Louisiana Tech, Sean?
Yeah, I'm only going to have 3 1-star plays tonight. Unless Tito comes with something and I want to sharpshoot him.
I was going to say, Tito, now it's your chance to start sharpshoot going up next. Again, 1-1 last night, but you won your 3-star play on Bobby Huggins in the West Virginia.
Baby. I mean, it was awesome, baby. I mean, Bobby Huggins sitting over there on the sideline talking about everything in Cincinnati days with Nick Van Exel and Kelvin Cato and Daddy. It was awesome last night. What a great performance by Tito.
Well, probably feels good to be back in the green after having some juice out situations the last couple nights. So you won $80 last night. You were 8-6 on the month and in first place at plus $570. And overall, you continue to lead the charge here at 24-15. Try and get over that 3,000 mark tonight, Tito. You're plus $2,960. So where are you at with your action tonight, sir?
It's definitely going to happen tonight, baby. I'll tell you that right now. And a little bit of a tease. Well, I don't have any CYC action for this weekend yet, but maybe we'll have that for B Fishman tomorrow. We're only a couple of weeks away, guys, from Elimination Chamber in the WWE, another premium live event. I got some hot action coming at you, boys. It's gonna be great. But for tonight, I got some prop plays too that I want to release all over your boy chest. But we'll do tonight first. We're gonna take St. Mary's, the Gales, baby, in the West Coast Conference with the Zags, and they're playing Loyola. And so I'm not really going to make a play on the game itself, but we're going to go with the over. The over is 127.5. That's a 3-star play. Both teams like to shoot it. The Gales got me a little nervous with their defense, and I'm not sure if Loyola can score enough, but I like the Gales. I like them to dominate. I like them to put it on Loyola. If it's a close game, I think it's going to go over easily. If it's not a close game, I'm hoping that the Gales can light it up from the 3-point land.
You say over 127?
Over 127.5, Daddy. That's a 3-star play. And so I'll let you contemplate that. If you want to come over the top, come over the top, Daddy. But my Super Bowl prop plays, these are all 2-star plays. These are all going to hit. I don't know why I'm not doing 3 stars, but that's okay. 2-star plays. Philly, the coach is really nervous. He's going to make the first coach's challenge. That's a plus 100 on DraftKings, Eric. He's going to and then guess what? The first coach's challenge is not going to be successful. Plus 110. It's not going to go well. And so Philly's going to have the first coach's challenge, and it's not going to be successful. He's going to be shitting his pants even more than he already has.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to be clear on that one. So is that the first challenge for either team?
So the Philly it says Philly to make the first coach's challenge. That's plus 100.
All right.
That's a 2-star play. And then the next one is the first coach's challenge to be successful. So it's not necessarily Philly, but in my guesstimation, it's going to be Philly because they're going to have the first coach's challenge. And that's a no. It's not going to be successful. He's going to have too much shit going on. And he's going to challenge that. It's going to say no. That's plus 110.
I like that. I like your logic there. I do think there's got to be nerves early on for Philly. There just got to be. It's just human nature.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carl Sheffers is a terrible referee, and so he's gonna blow a call, and then they're gonna challenge it. Whatever. Anyway, another prop play. Any player to score 3+ rushing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns. We're hitting that one. That's a yes. Plus 450. I think Kelsey's gonna have a monster game. I think he's gonna score like 8 touchdowns.
You said rushing touchdowns?
Rushing or receiving, Daddy.
Over 3 or 3?
3 plus, it says. It says 3 plus. So at least 3. If it's not Kelsey, again, unfortunately, the fraud Mahomes, he might score 3 touchdowns and then cement his legacy as the greatest quarterback of all time because Tom Brady just retired. And when that happens, I'll be in Eric's toilet.
Is that for passing touchdowns?
Or rushing?
No, just rushing or receiving.
No, rushing or receiving.
Hurts or Mahomes would have to run 3 in order for that bet to count. But I can
see Mahomes running 3 in too. I can totally see that happening.
I like the value.
I think Kelsey's the most likely one. I don't think plus 450. I don't think that's enough value personally. I think Kelsey's the most likely one to get that done. Maybe even Miles Sanders. You know, if they get it down, I think they're going to be feeding him the rock. I know I got a play on him for to be the leading rusher in the game at plus 175. So I like that play. Plus, I mean, hey, Tito, you're killing him, man. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of you, but like,
I could see Jalen Hurts running 3 in.
But I just feel like plus 450. I would have thought that would have been like plus 900 or something like that. I don't know. Go on those, Tito. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I got one final play and I lied. This next one's a 1-star play. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire to score an anytime touchdown, plus 500.
I haven't even noticed.
I think they're going to be up big, and Edwards-Helaire is going to be doing the mop-up duty, and he's going to get one at the end of the game.
Has he even gotten on the field lately?
He's been hurt, Daddy. He's been hurt. He was activated.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a very focused player on the team, but they're going to be up huge. They're going to be up like 38-0. He's going to get in there at the end and
Hardman got put on the IL, and then they added Helaire.
They added Clyde. Okay. All right, Tito. I think it's gonna be a very fun experience watching this game with you boys on Sunday night. Do you have anything else, or is that all you got?
That's all I got, Daddy. Wait for B. Fishman. He's going to be a fraud. He's going to say, I'm too busy, not going to be here tomorrow, so I'll have some UFC takes for you guys. And what's the bet? I have to be under minus 130, 120. What is it?
120.
What does that even mean? I just need to find bets that are minus 120 or less?
Yes. Yeah. So if something is minus 125 or minus 130, you cannot take that or
so I couldn't do like a Brock Lesnar, or I can't do like a Roman Reigns type play for WWE. Okay.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're laying down the law with that one. So yeah, take a look. If you want to use some higher priced plays and use them as a parlay, like I do with my 3-team money line parlays in college basketball. you can do that. You can
I
price
have
those
no
out.
idea what a parlay is, and I'm just going to stick straight with the game, with the matches itself, Daddy. You don't even need to describe it to me.
I think
All right.
maybe like minus 350 is good for money line on the show.
For the show, yeah, but for the sake of the competition with B Fishman,
Yeah,
Minus 120 or less.
minus 120
or,
less.
any,
It
or
doesn't,
plus.
yeah, or plus money, yeah, and it doesn't have to be UFC. It could be a college basketball game, NBA, NHL, what have you, soccer.
This guy wants to be a fraud and talk about my UFC picks. Come at me, B Fishman. I'll have 3 UFC picks for your asshole that are all main card too, Daddy.
All right, looking forward to that. I am back.
Don't be calling me Daddy after everything. I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
That's fine. I was about to say I'm back where I belong at the bottom here. 3-5 last night. Had a great start to the day, feeling really good, and then I lost the last 4 plays of the night. That sucked. So 3-5 yesterday, down $170 for the day. Story just continues to be for me. The higher stake plays, I'm just losing more than I'm winning. So February, 20-17, solid percentage, but I'm down $150 for the month. That's last place for the month. So Sean is up into second place for the month after 1 day at the bottom. Overall, 57%, 42 and 32. I'm in the positive, plus 234. I'll take that. That's where I want to be, but I wish it was just a little bit higher. I do have 3 picks in college hoops tonight, all 1 stars. I got Purdue, -8 against Iowa. I think they're going to blow them out. Purdue played well against Indiana the other night, even though they got beat. I think Iowa's way overrated, especially on the road. Bellarmine, plus 14.5 at Liberty. Huge matchup tonight with Bellarmine and Liberty. I'm on the dog. And Sean, I also had picked out San Francisco, plus 14 against the Zags.
Give me Bella for 1 star play.
Oh my God, your sharpshooting even the other sharp. What a fraud this guy is. Get him out of here. Punt him down.
I'm riding with him.
All right, Bellarmine. I got to find that on ESPN Plus or something tonight. Super Bowl bets. I got to return the favor with you, Sean. You hop on with one with me. I'm going to hop on one with you. I've been looking for that over 2.5 players to make a pass bet, and I guess I wasn't looking hard enough. You said -125. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll take that for 1 star. That if that play hits on Sunday night, we're going to be cheering and high fiving.
Yeah.
I will hop on with you on that one. I mentioned earlier I'm going to take the Chiefs money line 1 star play. It's plus 105 on DraftKings. The under I really like. I almost made it 3 star, but like I don't want that stress while I'm watching the Super Bowl. So 2 star play on DraftKings under 51 in the Super Bowl. Come on, Carl Sheffers, baby. Don't let me down, Carl Sheffers. Don't let me down. And 3 more quick props. Jalen Hurts' first rush attempt. I'm going to take under 4.5 yards, -112 on FanDuel. Second one, you guys might hate this one. Will the team that scores last win the game? I'm going yes at -210 on DraftKings for a 2 star play. And I know that's a lot of juice. I can tell you don't like that, Sean. Did you know this is hit in 17 consecutive Super Bowls? The team that has scored last has won the game. So the implied odds of -210 is 68%. I got to believe the chances of this hitting are higher than 68% if it's gotten home 17 straight times. So you want to sharpshoot me on this one?
It's
Hell no.
I think it's due to go the opposite way.
I think, you know what, this could be a flaw in my handicapping, that I tend to go look at a lot of trends. And I lost the one yesterday. Manchester United won 13 straight home games. They're playing a shitty team, and they didn't get it home for me. They had a draw. So I don't know. I'm going to be pissed on this one because I'm laying 2 stars on this. So I'm laying $420 to win 200. But you give me a trend, and it makes sense too. You score last, you're probably getting more points than the other team. Hit 17 times in a row. I'm going to take it, man. That if the Eagles get a garbage, I feel like the logic behind this. I feel like in garbage time in the Super Bowl, you're not worried about covering the spread. If you know you're going to lose, you're not really trying to come back and make it respectable. So that's what ran across my head to make that a 2 star play.
Right with you, buddy. Right with you. Absolutely. And it's going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire who's going to get in at the end. So we're going to be rooting hard at the very end of the game. Make sure that Kansas City scores that last touchdown, Daddy.
All right. I like to hear that. And then, Tito, you're going to like this last one. Will Mahomes throw an interception? Yes. Yeah. -105 on DraftKings for a 1 star play.
He threw 4 in his last 2 Super Bowls.
That's correct. He threw 2 picks in each of the Super Bowls. So even if they win, I think there's a real good chance that he throws a pick. So I'm taking that for.
I'm going opposite. I'm on the Mahomes train. Give me no interceptions. What a fraud he is. He's gonna fuck everybody. Not Tito. Come on, Mahomes. I'm going over the top. Two-star play.
I kind of agree with Tito here. I think he's going to right the ship on not throwing the interceptions. I think he's going to win the MVP of the Super Bowl. This guy's the best player on the planet. What is the odds on that for yes?
I'm trying to find it. So stall, hot take, do something.
I mean, that's the thing, right? I got so many prop plays for you guys. I came over the top on the touchback play that you guys were all over with that phony football take of you, Sean. Mahomes, you're doing exactly what I said everyone in the media is going to do. Oh, Mahomes, greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady just retired. Oh, he's the best now. This guy is a fraud. He's terrible. Get out of here with all this love for Mahomes. You don't like his antics, but yet all you do is talk about how great he is. What a fraud you are with these Mahomes takes.
So I found it, Tito. Under no interception from Mahomes is minus 125 on DraftKings.
Yeah, 1-star play.
You said 2, and now you're saying
3
1.
stars.
3 stars.
2-star play.
How
2-star
much
play.
was it? Sorry.
Minus 125. Put writing notes. Listen to the damn show, and you'll hear on we are hot takes are, Daddy.
I'm not jumping on.
No, don't jump on it, Daddy. It's not a good play, but Tito loves the action. Going against you, Eric.
All right. Looking forward to that. A lot of good action today. I'm sure I'm going to try and find a few more props for tomorrow. I got to do some research on this Chris Stapleton guy and see what a national anthem length could potentially be. If he's playing guitar, I don't know if that helps the under or the over. You know,
when does it start? As soon as it's announced, or as soon as he hits one key, or what's the play on that?
So my understanding of the way that the national anthem bet works is from the first noise he makes with his mouth, the first word,
use that
that's
mouth,
when it
boy.
starts, and when the brave ends, and then you really got to sweat when you have one of these amazing female singers that's holding out that brave, and you're like, oh my god. I used to actually, I might just pass on this, and I used to, when I was I was a degenerate with just betting, just stupid. The national anthem bet would cause so much anxiety with me. Like during these 2 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like looking at my clock. I'm like, what does that mean? It's going under or over how is it pacing? It wouldn't just give me so much anxiety. I might stay away from it, but everything I've been hearing and reading, there's been a ton of value on the unders lately, and money's money, right? So if there's value, I feel obligated to take it. So I'm going to be looking at some more props like that tonight.
Boy, I really like to go against Tito on this over-under, but this opened at 129.5, and it's all the way down to 120, 127.5. So I feel like the line.
I'm nervous about it. It's a 3-star play for me, but man, I think the Gales have to really perform tonight. I think they're going to have to shoot well from outside the 3-point line.
I'm going to take the under 127.5 for a 1-star play.
Sean wants that first place. He's chipping away at it. It's going to take a while, but you're coming after it, aren't you?
I'm going to get there eventually.
All right, Tito, any last words before I wrap it up?
No, sir. Man, it was a great show. Man, I think we had a lot of fun today. It was a lot of Tito time. Tito with some hot takes early on. Tito with some hot takes in the middle. Tito with some hot takes here at the end, stalling for Eric to find the play for Tito. We had a lot of Tito talk. So more Tito talk coming at you tomorrow with the UFC. Next week, more Tito talk with WWE Elimination Chamber a couple weeks away. Man, I feel great. I'm in a better mood now.
I want to know before practice tonight if you're interested in a little 1v1, first 1 to 2. Give the boys a little action. See what
this guy doesn't want none of this smoke. Bring it on, hot smoke. LSWD coming, gonna deliver the TKO to you. You want some 1v1? You bring it on, Daddy. Show up. I'll be there at 5:30 getting everything set up. So you come on, bring it with your hot smoke, bull crap, whatever you want to call it, Daddy.
Might have the kid take a video and we can post that on there when I'm dunking on you, boy.
There ain't gonna be no dunking on nobody. You can't even reach the net, Shorty McShorts.
Got more height than you do with my ups.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say something else, but man.
Take the video. I need to see this. If your child can take a video, I would like to see this.
This
So,
guy's taking videos of me left and right. He loves watching Tito, coach. He loves watching Tito. He's sending you Snapchats. He's sending you pictures. Eric, you must see me in action. You got to come to one of our games and see how I hold these kids accountable. I show it the right way, Daddy.
all right, well, looking forward to that. Let's go Bellarmine. Let's go San Francisco. That's going to wrap up the show for today. Please hit that like button on your way out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, post a comment on our videos so we can chat with you there, and hit that notification bell too so you can get our videos as soon as we post them. You can also follow us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. That's where I track all of our plays and our records. And just remember, guys, we want to grow this thing. So please, we appreciate your support. Share that show, share this show with your friends and your family. And we'll continue to be here for you guys each and every weekday. And tomorrow, B Fishman will be here going heads up with Tito. So for Sean, for Tito, I'm Eric. This has been Domesticated Gamblers. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you tomorrow.
And let's all cash besides Tito.